it's me again. Welcome back to another segment of the Ratchet and Kim Possible Chronicles, another Sitch in time. Last time, Ratchet and Kim went over to the Agorian Battleplex to help bail Quark out of another mess. Oh boy. But on the brighter side, they reunited with Lilo and Stitch again. And they have not seen those two since the second book. I could not find any place for them in the third book, which is why they didn't appear. But all in all, it worked out. So now the group is able to will be able to arrive at Xanathar. But before I do that, guess what's coming back to the story? That's right, I finally found a place in this story for that. Ah, yes, of course. This is the first time that sound is going to be used in this story. You better believe it, Guy. All right, now let's get started with the story. Shall we, guest narrator?
Certainly. They were able to land their ships near the Tombly outpost and got themselves out.
All right, let's find that time portal.
They rushed through the surrounding area, fighting off many hazards along the way. The entire surrounding area was a snowy and dismal place consisting of several towers. The place was indeed horrid looking, and it kept looking worse as they advanced further. Soon enough, they arrived at the center of the outpost. There, they had the chance to look around at the horridness and atrocity of the entire place.
Yeah, this looks as though it's completely under Nefarious's control.
Well, that explains the barrier surrounding the planet. The surrounding area was an abominable boot camp. There were structures that encased the inhabitants of the planet, which surprisingly were fungoids, the alien race that they came across on Quantos.
Are those fungoids? I thought they were only on Quantos.
Yeah, I thought so too.
But look, they're being imprisoned here. I know, that Dr. Nefarious. I get that he's evil and all, but it's still shocking to see the horrible things that he does.
I hear you, Kim. Come on, let's go see if we can free them. They ran up closer towards one of the energy fields. There, a fungoid that stood nearby spotted them immediately.
Praise Orvis! Lombax! Have you come to rescue us? That's what we're hoping we'll do.
What happened here?
Dr. Nefarious tricked us into helping him build his outpost. Before we knew it, his troops were herding us into detainment camps. What should we do to help you guys out?
You must shut down the outpost's security functions. They are controlled by that guard tower up there.
Then that's where we need to go. Come on.
They continued through the area, fighting off several of Dr. Nefarious's forces. As they fought through the robots and the area, they looked around at the devastation and sheer atrocity brought on to the area by Nefarious's terrible outpost.
Just look at this place. What has he done to this area?
I know, Kim. I wouldn't think that the fungoids chose to live in such a frozen wasteland. Something tells me it wasn't always like this.
I feel the same way. The cold isn't the only thing about this place that's been giving me chills.
They continued to hurry through the area, jumping and maneuvering themselves through until they were able to reach the Tombly outpost. However, the security system of the security station sealed the door shut, barring their way in. With this impasse that needed to be dealt with, Kim tapped on the device on her chest.
Wade, we need to get into this tower. Do you think you can override the security lock on the door?
I'll give it a shot. They waited for a brief moment. Eventually, the lock disengaged and the door was open. Access granted! There, that should do it. Thanks, Wade. Let's go. They ran into the tower. From there, they were faced with several more of Nefarious's robots. It did not take them long to fight through them, or even plow through the interior, for that matter, as the interior itself was one very short hallway and a reachable chamber.
Wow, I didn't expect it to be this easy.
Let's deactivate the security functions of this place before something else goes wrong. Yeah, before we do that, where's my jar? Where's my jar? There it is.
Sorry about that.
Ratchet did not hesitate for a second to switch off the security system. From that, the energy fields of the atrocious boot camp were deactivated.
Primary containment generator disabled.
The fungoids were overjoyed to be free. While they rejoiced, Kim took notice of something almost immediately.
Ratchet, look!
Ratchet looked over along with Kim.
That must be the time portal that Clank told us about.
Yeah, that must be it. Come on, let's head over there now. They rushed back towards the time portal as fast as they could. Just as they had approached it, they then looked towards the device attached to Kim's chest as it flashed. Ratchet looked at Kim, astonished by this. Kim then tapped on the device
What is it, Wade?
Hey guys, I just want to let you know that I'm picking up on a lot of interference coming from that portal. There's a good chance that we won't be able to contact each other once you have traveled to the past.
Thanks for letting us know, Wade. We'll try to keep that in mind.
Let's go. They then went through the time portal together. They arrived 2 years in the past. Just then, Kim received another dizzy spell. She held her head as she dropped to her knees. Kim! Ratchet got down with her and tended to her. Kim, are you okay?
I think so.
She stood right back up. She still felt a bit dizzy as she held her head and tried to maintain her balance. Ratchet grabbed onto her to keep her from falling. She then stabilized herself.
Guess that time portal must have triggered another dizzy spell.
Yeah, that goes without saying.
It was strange, though. It felt so familiar when I passed through. For a moment there, I caught a glimpse of my younger self, almost as though I was looking directly at her.
Ratchet let her go. She was able to stand on her own.
You guys were right. I have traveled through time before.
Kim seemed despondent. Ratchet worried about her, but he knew what needed to be done at that moment. He then went and touched her shoulder. Come on. We have to keep moving. Kim looked at him, still despondent. They then went on their way. As they walked further into the new surroundings, they had a chance to take in everything around them.
Wow, just look at this place. It's so lush, vibrant, and colorful.
I know. A huge difference compared to what it will look like. However, not all seem wondrous. The surrounding area also consisted of loudspeakers saying all sorts of good things about Dr. Nefarious, most of which were clearly not true, as well as many of the fungoids repeating everything that the loudspeaker had mentioned. The way in which they were saying them sounded almost artificial. The sight of all of it was very disturbing.
This really creeps me out.
I hear you, Kim. Let's find Orvis and get out of here. They went off, spending a good amount of time looking around. They searched the entire area for Orvis or where he could possibly be. After a while, they were able to find that he was in the main building of the outpost talking to Dr. Nefarious. This news greatly alarmed Kim and Ratchet for more reasons than one, prompting them to find a way inside. The way to get inside, however, consisted of utilizing what was in the past as well as what was in the present. This indeed consisted of doing things in the past as well as going back to the present and taking care of things there. After they were able to handle all of that, they managed to enter the tower and rushed in as fast as they could. Continuing through, they were faced with a good number of Nefarious's robot troops. They fought through all of them within a few chambers of the building. Within a short amount of time, they approached an elevator and went into it. As soon as they arrived at the top chamber of the tower, they could already hear Nefarious shouting, "You twit! You said this would work!" As they peered into the massive chamber, they spotted Dr. Nefarious. Standing near him was Pollux.
I don't know what's happening. We should have found it by now. What? Pollux was here too?
Figures. Nefarious had Orvis contained within a tall glass tube.
Oh no, Orvis!
He must have erased his own memories. Time is a gift and not to be tampered with. Kim and Ratchet dropped down a good distance behind Nefarious. Ratchet held out a bomb in his right hand.
"This is your last chance, Orvis. How do I get into the chamber?"
You are making a mistake. The clock is not a time machine. It never was and must never be used as such. Only a fool would think otherwise.
So the clock really isn't a time machine.
Given what I've talked about with Wade, I suspected as much.
But Azimuth and Nefarious are treating it like one.
I know. We may have a major problem on our hands. Dr. Nefarious, furious by Orvis refusing to give him what he wants, signaled his infernal noise-making machine, the hypersonic brainwave scrambler, to utilize a sonic blast on Orvis. He put up a barrier to block its attacks. Although he was struggling a lot against it, there is only one who will enter my chamber, and he is safe, far from you. From within the blast, Orvis vanished. Kim and Ratchet both gasped.
"Where is he? Where did he go?"
I don't know, sir. I'll pull up a residual image from his memory banks. A screen appeared in front of them. On it was an image of Clank. We scanned it before he dissipated. Clank? Nefarious turned his head immediately after having heard Ratchet speaking out loud. "You!"
Cover blown. Let's bail.
"Nuff said." Ratchet tossed the bomb towards Nefarious, hitting him in the face. The blast damaged his face.
"Annihilate them, you fools!"
Kim and Ratchet crashed through a nearby window and escaped. Meanwhile, Dr. Nefarious was having some intimate time with Cassiopeia.
In the present, might I add. I'm sorry, I forgot to put that in.
Within that moment, the image of Ratchet's bomb damaging his face appeared in his mind. From there, the actual damage that was done appeared on his face. Immensely infuriated by this change, he screeched Ratchet's name so incredibly loud it was almost as though it could be heard from directly outside his space station. Much time later, Kim and Ron returned to the present. Ratchet didn't need a lot of time to reflect upon what they had experienced during their little trip to the past, especially with what they have heard from Orvis. So, there's no way to bring back my parents. Ratchet did indeed seem disheartened. Kim was concerned for him.
Ratchet, are you going to be okay?
I told you before, I was willing to accept either outcome. His immediate response startled her. His moods shifted back as he calmed down.
At least, I don't have to worry about you fading out of my life.
She seemed to be quite touched with hearing him say that.
Should we return to the ship? Did you even need to ask?
They made their way back to the ship post-haste.
How much time do I have? Okay, a little more after.
As soon as they got back in, Vorsalon appeared on the screen.
Greetings, young Lombax. I believe I may have something that belongs to you and the little girl.
He showed both of them that he had Azimuth in a cage. General!
Azimuth!
It is a dark day when one is tasked with destroying half the galaxy's Lombax population.
You're despicable, Vorsalon!
Oh, I assure you, I act only out of contractual obligations. Ratchet! Don't listen to him! You and that girl need to find the clock!
Vorsalon zapped him, which understandably devastated both Ratchet and Kim as they watched.
Only one Lombax need perish tonight. If you would be willing to take his place, I'd happily postpone the execution. I've uploaded the coordinates to your ship. Tick-tock, better hurry.
He abruptly and violently ended the transmission. Ratchet was enraged.
Ratchet, we have to do something.
I agree with you on that. Hang on. They took off and flew off the planet. Ooh, this is getting intense. So next time, Kim and Ratchet will be heading to Azimuth's rescue.
But will they be able to get him out of Vorsalon's ship? Stay tuned. We shall see. So, until next time, bye!